Hello there, come on in. In today's video, we are going to be getting this kitchen put back in order. We are going to be getting caught up on some dishes, wiping down all of our surfaces, getting everything all cleared off, and I'm also going to be sharing with you a new recipe that I tried this week. And we are also going to be doing some decluttering and maintenance cleaning, and I'm going to be sharing with you my top tips on maintaining a tidy home. We got to get these floors swept and mopped, and we got some spring decorating to do. So if you're excited, give me a thumbs up and let's do this. To get started, I just wanted to give you an overview of what our before looks like. We have a total monster truck construction truck site going on the kitchen table, and we are coming in after school drop-offs and breakfast. The kitchen is in a disarray because I didn't get to close it up the night before, but I did just scrape out a big chunk of ice out of the fridge, which if you're new might have a finicky fridge, and we have to get ice out of it now and then. But we're going to get on some jams and get started on cleaning. It was a throwback R&B kind of day, so we got our jams going, and now I am just gonna get started on tidying up these counters. So how is everyone doing out there? I really hope that this video finds you well out there in your place in the world. For those of you who are new here, my name is Brittany and I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3 living in Virginia, and we do the best that we can here to maintain a happy, healthy home and a happy, healthy mama, because we all know if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. But anyway, so we're about to get working on wiping down this stovetop, and I noticed that I needed more of my homemade power wash. So Gina, this one's for you, my sweet subscriber. I actually recently saw that the recipe that most people are doing for DIY, I saw it on Do It on a Dime, the channel here on YouTube. It's actually your dish liquid and then a splash of rubbing alcohol. And I've been using witch hazel because it was part of a cleaning recipe that I used before, and witch hazel is used as a diffuser. So that's why I chose to use it, but I think next time I might actually make it the way that you're supposed to. So, Gina, that one was for you. That was too funny of a mistake not to include, and I am just right in the thick of my jam session. Y'all are catching it all.
Stay each and every day, the true play away. I can't get it out of my mind. I think about the girl all the time.
I was having a little bit too much fun, I think, but hey, if you can't have fun while you're cleaning, you know, why be miserable while you do it? You gotta at least try to make it fun. And here I am cleaning the microwave after the stovetop as usual. One day I'll do it in the right order, but now moving on to this little corner, and I am still bumping along. This is my little clutter corner that I tend to pile up with like little doodads that need to go here and there and everywhere. We even got some rocks going on over here. Y'all know mom life, rocks. And also this drawer here has been functioning so well, so I thought I'd show you guys me actually putting things away. It is still broken, but we're gonna get to that. Checking for some backwash in this water before I add it into my diffuser bottle. When I find a water bottle with like 2 sips of it gone, I don't like to waste it, so I usually add it to my diffuser water, or I use it to water plants. But you definitely got to check for backwash because there have definitely been floaters. But please excuse the appearance of my arm. Both of my arms, I am dealing with a flare-up of eczema, I believe, and I'm trying to get it under control. I hadn't actually taken any action towards doing anything about it, and finally I've decided to try to relieve it and get it under control. But getting the diffuser all set up, and today's blend was called Don't Worry, Be Happy, and it's lavender, lemon, and clary sage, and it was so good. I will actually link the recipe card. It had a whole bunch of different blends for happiness, so I'll link that below for anyone who uses diffusers and oils like me. So I don't know if you noticed anything new, but I finally hung my macrame basket, and I am becoming very obsessed with how this area in the kitchen is coming together. I think that big cutting board might disappear, but for now it's gonna stay. But anyway, we are moving on now to the dishes, and this is gonna be a 2-day video. Initially it was only supposed to be a 1-day video, but I think with the amount of dishes that I had, it was gonna end up being 2 days anyway. I don't know what I was thinking. Definitely was very behind on dishes, but anyway, I hadn't charged up my batteries apparently, and so we aren't going to get to the bottom of the dishes in this video because when my batteries died, I had to keep going and had to get these done, but I will show you the progress along the way. And then we will move on to cooking dinner on day 1, and then that's gonna be it, and we'll move to day 2. I just wiped this down yesterday. Or did I? No, I did not. I did not. Okay. I did in my brain. Does that count? Because I definitely looked at it yesterday and was like, I'm gonna wipe that down. No! Didn't do it. I didn't do it. You'll have that. That'll happen. So when I find myself this behind on dishes, I find the fastest, easiest way to get through them is, like you saw, I just got everything loaded into the dishwasher that could be loaded into the dishwasher, and now I'm going to wash all of the big items, the big pots, the big pans. These make a big dent in your dishes, and you can easily dry them by hand and get them out of the way, and then I can move on to all of the smaller things and the utensils. So I find that that really helps me to get through a big batch of dishes faster. And while we're on tips, let's go ahead and get into those tips that I was going to share for helping to maintain a tidy home as a stay-at-home mom. So I really have 3 main tips that I want to share with you so that it's easy for you to remember. My top 3 tips. The first one is to be in a constant state of tidying. So when you make a meal, it's easier to just go ahead and clean up after yourself, or while you're cooking, putting things away after you use them, getting them washed right away. It's going to be a lot easier to do it as you go than to let it pile up like I did and then be stuck doing dishes all day. So that is definitely my first tip, to be in a constant state of tidying. And same goes for other areas in the house, like you make your bed in the morning. And that moves on to tip number 2, and that is to set up routines. And it's so cliche, so very cliche. And the tidying tip, the first one, they're all of these are pretty cliche, but you really can't expect anything different from me. But we are going to go ahead and get into dinner here in just a second. So we'll pick back up on tips later in the video. But this was a new recipe that I tried this week, and I found it on Pinterest, and that's where I find all of my inspiration for anything and everything. And so I will definitely link that recipe below for you. This one was super easy and so yummy. This is a cheesy mozzarella chicken bake, and you're just gonna fry up your chicken in a skillet for 5 minutes on each side, top with marinara sauce. I used a garlic sauce, and then you're gonna sprinkle on your Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese, and then you're gonna bake this in the oven. And it is super yummy. You're gonna broil it at the end to get the cheese all nice and browned, and I really enjoyed this one. I had meal planned for the week, making all shelf meals, and this one was definitely one that was super easy and I had everything on hand. But while that bakes, I'm going to go ahead and get the table all cleared off. This is a typical routine of mine for dinner time. While things are cooking, I am getting the table all cleaned off because this table sees a lot of action during the day. To go with the chicken, I air fried some veggies, and then I also sauteed up some pierogies for the glutenators, and I really mean gluten eaters because I'm the only one that's gluten-free in my house. But anyway, we are picking back up on day 2, and I caught up the kitchen first thing in the morning to the point where we were when my battery died. So we are going to get started over here where we left off in the other clutter corner. This is the one that gets the brunt of the clutter. It always stays piled up, and I am trying to really stay on top of it, especially since you might notice something else new here. We got a microwave, and well, as you can see, we have a microwave above the stove, but that one's broken if you are new here, so it is just wasting space at the moment. But it does have like the vent, so we do use it for that. Anyway, yeah, we got a new microwave, and I kind of don't know how to act. I forgot how to use one, but this one actually works way better than the one that's above the stove, and it's like a third of the price. So anyway, not like sponsored or anything like that, but anyway. Got this area all tidied up. Now we just gonna hit some other hot zones and get this clutter sorted and out of the way. We're actually putting all of these away. That is another tip when you are getting all of these items out of the way and cleaning up an area. You don't want to just take them and pile up another area, and that's something that I am definitely notorious for, but I have come such a long way and I've gotten so much better. Another tip is when you pick it up, you put it away, and if you can follow that rule, it's really awkward at first, but when you get started on that and you get used to it, things get so much easier. And that is like step number 2, routines. And this is after school, all the morning rush. I come in the bathroom and I do try to tidy up the counter every day, and routines are going to look different for everyone. So whatever works best for you. I have the most simple routines. I have a morning routine and an evening routine, and they feed off of each other. So my morning routine sets me up for my evening routine, and my evening routine sets me up for my morning routine. But the evening routine for me is where I struggle. I don't always get that kitchen closed up at night, you guys. That is the biggest struggle because at that point I am just so exhausted, and I put in what I can put in, and then I hit a wall, and once I hit that wall, I am just done for the night. But if you can set up yourself with some routines, I would just start with one routine, and then once you get the hang of that one, add more. And eventually you are just gonna see your life transform. But these floors were so bad, you guys. They were definitely in need of this good cleaning, and I just decided to sweep on this day, and we end up getting quite a bit while we do. And then we are going to come back in and mop, and oh my gosh, they were so dirty, these floors. We are going to get the kitchen, the hallway, and the bathroom. But anyway, while we have a chance, I'm going to move on to tip number 3. And tip number 3 feeds off of tip number 2, and tip 2 kind of feeds off of tip number 1. They kind of all work together, but tip number 3 is planning. If you take the time to actually plan out what you're going to be doing every day, it is going to take such a mental load off of your brain, off of it. Like, the anxiety will just dissolve. And I had gotten away from planning for such a long while now, and I finally actually sat down this past Monday and I did meal planning. I did my planning for the week. I did a brain dump, and it felt so good to get that done, and I stayed on track and was so productive on Monday. And then on Tuesday, which is this is Wednesday, you see here, but the first day of this video was Tuesday. I kind of fell off of it, but I stayed on top of maintaining my routines. I just didn't get into the nitty-gritty stuff that I had planned out for myself, but that's okay, because that can get pushed to another day, and that's just kind of how it goes. And you just have to ride with it and let it flow and give yourself all the grace throughout. But wait until you see just how dirty this mop pad ends up. I was kind of shocked. It hadn't been that long since I had mopped, but I guess with all the rain we had been getting lately, that means more dirt and mud is coming in. So yeah, this is definitely something I was glad to have done. And I'm happy to report that as of recording these voiceovers, which is Saturday night, happy Sunday to you guys. Good morning, happy Sunday. I have stayed on top of the dishes, and I stuck to my meal plan all week, and I don't know, I'm going to try to stick to it and keep on with the planning and keep on with my routines, because it's really working out so far. And if you end up taking anything from this video, let me know down in the comments below. I really hope that something that I had to say helps you in some way. That is the whole purpose of me being here on this channel. I want to make sure that you know that someone is there and that you are okay and you are doing great and amazing things just the way that you are doing them. So I always mop my bathroom last when I am mopping a bunch of sections of the house. That way I can mop the main area of the floor and then get to the toilet, and then I'm done with that mop pad. And here it is, the final result. Ooh. And again, a quick before and after just to see that difference. But now we are going to get into the fun part, decorating. And I am so glad to have this little rug down under my feet. It's been so nice to have it there while I am washing dishes. But anyway, one of the doggies when they were a puppy had snagged this corner, so I am just tying it off and cutting off the excess. I decided to hang this wreath that Michael's mom made for us right here on the laundry room door. Even though I don't shut it, I'm still going to get to see it, and that's the main thing. I have been wanting to put it somewhere and didn't know where to put it. So anyway, we are moving on to the most exciting part. I'm going to share with you guys the only things that I actually bought for my spring decor this year. I snagged a couple of things at the Target dollar spot. First, this little chicken with her little wire glasses, and she was only $3. She is so cute. And then I also grabbed this little pack of these little tiny novelty items. I don't know what you call them, but anyway, $3. And we are going to assemble this tiered tray. I cut out a lot, but I really struggled to get this together, and you guys are gonna have to let me know what you think, how you think it turned out. I'm honestly pretty proud of myself for this one, y'all. Finally putting to use these little bud vases that I also got from Target Dollar Spot, but these are from like last year or possibly even the year before. I really think it was last year, but I'm not sure. I was trying to put these cotton stems in, but I ended up not liking how they looked. I don't know. Maybe I'm just over them. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, you guys are gonna have to tell me what you think of my little yellow pig. It's a salt and pepper shaker set that I had gotten from the dollar store, and then I'm also adding in this little white chicken. I plucked it from the other wall where my oils are, and I am sliding in this little vintage basket in the back, and I'm filling it with some of this greenery from this little garland. I'm just pulling some of the pieces off, and I'm putting some in the bud vase as well. So you guys just have to tell me what you think of how this turned out. I was so excited to be able to put her over here, and our actual chickens are starting to lay again. It's so exciting, and I am just so excited for this time of the year. I love all the colors and everything being brand new, and I am excited to get out some Easter stuff here soon for the kids. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Let's look at some before and after so that we can see how far that we've come. Of course, it's going to be a mess again, but we'll just have to clean it again. And I really hope that this video brought you some motivation and some inspiration for your own home. And I really hope that I was able to offer some helpful tips as well. Thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with me today. I will see you in a video here soon. Take care of you. Bye.